Good morning, y'all. How we doing? There we go. Good morning. All right, so real quick video on this Carmelo Anthony dude. This shit's great. I'm so glad that he got 35 years, and hopefully he gets more while he's in there. Hopefully he doesn't all of a sudden start acting like a normal, dignified human being, in which he is not. He is a murderous monster that deserves behind bars. Now, there are a lot of people that don't deserve behind bars that are there. But people like that, like him, 100% deserve to be locked up. Anyway, I love how the white kids, Austin Metcalf's father, he went from wanting to go pray with these people to completely seeing the truth. That 13% of the population commit well over half of the crime in this country. At least 70% of the crime. And truthfully, if you actually look at the numbers, half of that 13% is male. So you're talking about 6.5%. And then a smaller group of that, because most of these people aren't bad, but there's a small minority that spoils the milk for all. And you're talking about like a 1.5% of the population commits 70% of the crime. 70%. And beyond that, it's not just regular crime, it's victim. These crimes have victims. There are, many crimes that are victimless crimes that people go to prison for, which is bullshit, I think. But crimes in which there are victims, 100% they need to go to prison. Anyway, Austin Metcalf's dad went from being a guy that's trying to close the racial divide in this country to seeing the truth about the amount of violent crime these people commit. And so now this is him after all this.
They question his character. His character! The parents who raised a murderous monster. But that was then, and this is now that he's had the veil lifted off of his eyes about a certain group of people.
I've been disrespected by so many people, so many times. Well, I've had to sit here and take it. You are grifters. You should be ashamed of yourself. You raised that child, and I swear to God, CPS will come check on those other three that you still have. You never once admitted or took accountability. You tried to play victim. The real victim is the one who died, not the one who shoved a knife in his chest. I come to pray with you and show the world we can close the gap of this unbelievable racial divide. And what you do? You widen the gap even further. You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Oh. Hey, let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such a little boy I was trying to portray. How about Watermelon Felon? How's that one strike? I hope he enjoyed his first night in that cell last night. He's going to have many nights to think about what the he did.
Here's Mr. Metcalf with some more comments about Carmelo.
So good.
What kind of father are you?
Anyway, I'm going to pause that real quick.
Let's talk about what kind of father you are.
So, he went from to, be all nice and trying to tell us white people like, hey, chill out. Don't be inciting more racism because of this, blah, 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 blah. We want to quell the racism in this country. Now he has finally seen the truth. That it's just, and I'm not talking about all of them because I have a lot of friends that are black, but there is a small, very, very violent, very, very stupid, very, very animalistic, highly unintelligible, they can't comprehend ish. And beyond that, they have no empathy for human life. And, these little stick-up kids will go around and literally shoot somebody for no reason for their shoes or $20 or whatever. And it's a serious problem. It's been that way since like 78 or something like that. Basically since the CIA introduced gangster rap and crack into the black community. And the black community used to be more conservative than the white community years ago, actually. Here nor there. That Carmelo Anthony's parents, we're about to get into a little section of their little interview. These people are just class act trash. Absolute trash. Black trash. I would say the N-word on here, but this video will definitely get shadow banned or even banned completely. As I say it all the time, I don't care. It's just a word. It's a word that describes a certain person. If you act like one, you're going to get called one. I have no holdbacks on calling white people white trash. It's a descriptive word about a person. If you don't like it, I don't give a shit. Not even close. I use it probably 50 times a day describing people. Or if I hit my finger on a rock or something like that, 100%. Like I said, if you don't like it, kick rocks. Anyway, here's Carmelo Anthony's parents. These people, I'm about to light them up. Here you go. You ready?
Let's talk about your arrest.
Oh, here's his dad. One second. Let me get through this real quick. I'm gonna
was it drugs?
pause this. Okay, here we go. I got to it for you guys.
Gonna leave an empty chair for you?
Right at the few seconds right
Are
here.
y'all all gonna wear the striped suits or orange jumpsuit in remembrance? I don't know.
That's
Actually, they're gonna be
pretty
wearing
funny.
these moronic #BelieveCarmelo shirts, just as they did last night in this ridiculous interview with some black journalist.
So do you believe your son received a fair trial?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And we're gonna keep fighting. We will not stop fighting for justice for my son.
Oh my gosh. Pause this. Keep fighting for justice for their son. Okay. These people raised $600,000. Okay. They raised $600,000. Now, like I said before, this kid's trash. He deserves president. Whatever, but that's not the point. These are his parents, and supposedly they love him, and supposedly they were trying to fight for him, and they created a GoFundMe or a Give Send Go account for him for legal fees. These people raised $600,000 or more. They bought a house and an Escalade, and that poor little duck in court, you know what duck stands for? Dumb, uneducated color kid. That poor little duck in court had a public defender. I feel sorry for him, kind of. But that's, that descriptive word is exactly what he is, and it's really sad, but it's true. He's dumb, uneducated, and, he's black. So it's a good choice word there. Anyway, his parents are pieces of shit. And there are many people in the urban communities, and it's very sad. Like I said, I have a ton of great black friends. And they know how I feel, and as a matter of fact, they feel the same way I do because they're sick of their own people's shit. And I'm sick of my own people's shit, by the way, being sissies and other things. So, it goes both ways. I am non-discriminatory on who gets shit talked. So, his parents raised a monster. They said they're going to keep fighting for him. How? Are you going to raise more money on Give, Send, and Go and go buy a freaking Lambo? Is that how you're going to fight for him? Are you going to buy a Beamer and put free Carmelo on the side of your car? Are you going to sell airbrushed T-shirts that say free Carmelo or whatever? These people are nuts, man. They are literal ghetto trash. That's who they are, and that's who they'll always be. I don't care what color house or size house they live in or how expensive it is or whatever. They're always going to be trash. You can't dress up a trash can. You can't. It's always going to be a trash can. Let's get back to the video.
listen, everybody makes mistakes. You did a really stupid thing. Sorry for your loss. Wish this never would have happened. But instead, they're out there with their shirts. Hashtag believe Carmelo. He didn't do nothing.
He didn't do nothing.
As parents, have you all struggled with guilt?
Raising a dirtbag?
And as parents, have you all struggled with guilt? You know, asking yourselves, is there anything differently? I know, Keely, you said you wish you had gone to that track meet. Is there anything that you both wish you could have done differently?
I wish I would have just been rebellious. I was told, don't talk to this person, don't talk to this person. I feel like it was just a setup. Now, they told us, go get white attorneys. Every black person I went to white attorney.
Oh, it's a setup now. They're blaming their attorney.
Oh, jeez. This is my first time watching the rest of this, by the way.
Lawyers did a murderer.
The white attorney set him off, pushed him. Hey, here you go. I mean, no objections. It was things smooth. So because as a father of me being who I am, I gotta make sure she's straight. This mom, I gotta make sure she's straight mentally, because if she's not straight, my house ain't straight. I'm not straight. Then so because I got the kids to worry about.
This man is retarded.
Gotta make sure his mental health. I can't go back and forth with him right in there because his mental can handle it. The misunderstanding with him.
Okay, that's it.
Jeez, oh,
Of
Pete's
course,
good.
Austin Metcalf's family are getting a bunch of death threats by a bunch of N-words because that's what happened.
Oh, jeez, oh, Pete's. By the way, watching there, that's Mark Dice. He's great. Everybody who watches him will love him. He is non-biased on anything. He's conservative, but not like conservative, like traditional, warmongering conservative. He's a constitutionalist conservative, like I am. Anyway, yeah, these people are trash. They raised trash, and their family will always be trash unless they make a change. Now, in my family, they're great people, don't get me wrong. There are some bad habits. I grew up with basically no dad. My dad is a great person. I love him to death, but he's a dog. He likes women, and I get it. I love women too, but I'm married to one, and I'll always be with one, and I'll never cheat on her. But, he cheated on my mom or whatever when I was young. And I'm not sure the exact story. And my mom divorced him when I was like 2. And so I made it a point to stay with my child's mother. After we had the baby, I planned on marrying her and staying with her forever, because I do not want to leave that child behind. Because that child needs a father who cares about him in his life, raising him to be a good, respectable man and with good moral ethics. That's the problem with this community. Not that household. For some reason, he stuck around. I don't know how that worked, because statistically speaking, if you go to prison, there's a 92% chance that your dad's not around. So they just got the short end of the stick. The kid's trash. The parents are trash. He deserves prison. And he got sentenced to 35 years with the possibility of parole after 17 and a half or something like that. He's probably going to do it at least 3/4 of that time, because he's not going to, unless he goes into protective custody, he's going to join a gang. He's going to do dumb black stuff and get more trouble. Anyway, God bless you. God bless America. Stay happy and stay free.